Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Hello, hello. Dancing Skelly, Stretchy Shadows in the chat. Hi. Let me fix this camera again. Not that one, this one. It just autofocus twitches and we don't want that. I'm very excited. Yeah, right? I've been loving having excuses to wear all of my Halloween attire over the course of this month. It's been fabulous. So this is one of many. Honestly, I can't remember if this is from, I think it's from Unique Vintage. It's either from Unique Vintage or Joni. I just know my friend gave it to me. She sent me it during like the first lockdown. She sent me like this massive Halloween care package and it had like 2 jumpers in it, had a bunch of like Canadian candy in it. It had like a notebook and like a bunch of other like spooky goodies. It was awesome. So I love them. Honkus Ponkus. Oh my, really? That's incredible. That's so good. Thanks. So, I was really enjoying myself today. I've managed to sort of curate this corner for optimal spooky Halloweeny goodness. We have some more ghosts. We have our neon sign. We moved Phantasma, so Phantasma's right here. And then we have the Halloween tree. And then this ghost also lights up too. But one, I didn't know if it would be too OTT of the lighting. Spookalicious. That's me! Spookalicious, so delicious. Make the boys go crazy. That's the Fergie song, right? But yeah, so this light happens, but it has like a motor on it. And I could hear the motor. So, can you guys hear that? So I don't know if it's gonna first of all, is this too much light? Are there too many things lighting up in the space? And second of all, can you hear that motor? And if you can't, can I hear it enough that it's gonna piss me off by the end of stream? We'll see. We will see. But yeah, it's almost to the point now. If I had pre-counted, I might have even have played a little game where it's like, okay, how many ghosts do we have? Oh yeah, he's motion censored too. That might be okay then, because then he won't light up all the time. It'll be like a light up jump scare. I did turn off the, yeah. Yeah, he's motion censored. So as long as I don't talk too animatedly, we'll see what happens. It'll be okay. I turned off the sound though, because he's another guy who makes big spooky sounds. Motion censored. I think he's the only one. Let's find out. Because you know how every other sound Matronic I've gotten seems to just last that little bit too long? I think this guy's okay. Let's see. Let's test. I think that's the right amount of time for a thing to make noise. Because I think the other two, what is it? Mr. Ghostbusters over here and my light up pumpkin downstairs, they just last a little bit too long. In my opinion. We love them, but they're just a little bit too much. It's fine. Okay, more ghosts. But yes, I was gonna say, if I actually like took the time to count the number of ghosts like on the camera, on the overlay, we could have had like a fun little I Spy how many ghosties can you find? But I don't actually know what the number is. We can count them right now. Okay, there's 1, there's 2 on the overlay, 3. Are we counting Boo? Or are we counting 0 on this ornament? Can you guys even see him from there? I don't think you can. But if we're counting 0, then that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Any other ghosts that I have not accounted for? I think that's all of them. So 8 ghosts, including 0. And maybe me. Am I a ghost? Who knows? There's other ghosts in the room, but the only ones we can see here. Which is just what ghosts are, right? Ghosts are invisible. But the ones we can currently see, the ones that are gracing us with our presence, not enough ghosts. Listen, honestly, yeah. I'm trying to figure out, because on Monday, or on Tuesday, next Tuesday for Subhalloween, I'm going to decorate the room I'm going to be streaming in with all of the various things. It's true, I could, and not know. I could be a ghost and not know. Time is an illusion, nothing is real, maybe I'm a ghost. Who knows? Though, to be fair, if I was a ghost, I'd be kind of pissed because I would have no ghostly powers. Like, I've not been able to walk through walls, I can't, like, you know, jump into people's bodies and, like, impersonate them and stuff like that. I can't, like, throw my voice and, like, haunt shit. So, like, if I was a ghost, I got the shit deal of the ghosts. You know what I mean? Like, I would at least expect if you're gonna turn me into a ghost, at least give me some of the ghosty powers that come with being a ghost. Right? I get mad every day when I'm like, truly. Whether that be ghost powers, superhero powers, or otherwise. Honestly. Give my family has secret powers. Exactly. Yeah, at what point, you know, when they, what is it? Like, you know, usually it's like a passed down through generations thing, or like, you know, if like a radioactive spider could do like an a la Spider-Man, but like maybe not a spider. I don't know. If I could get, this is a straight, if I could get bitten by a radioactive entity to gain the powers of that animal / insect, what would I want to be bitten as? I don't know. To be fair, maybe a spider. Though I'm not a big fan of heights, and it seems like being Spider-Man requires a lot of swinging in the air through vines. Like, I need, like, a low to the ground. I need low to the ground superpowers. Or maybe just a dragon. That would be cool. Yeah, to have a dragon would be pretty badass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 2, 4, 6, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say, like, maybe a squirrel, but again, they high up jumping in trees and stuff. Though I guess if I was a squirrel, I would innately, like, be okay about that. If you Spider-Man powers, yeah. That's true. That would be the least of my threats. Yeah, you could stick, that's true. Yeah, it wouldn't be as big of a problem. Hopefully, I guess, because isn't that what happens with Spider-Man, where, like, when he gets bitten by the spider, he gets faster reflexes? Because it would be all well and good that I have the ability to have spider powers and could, like, shoot webs and stick to walls and stuff, but if it requires reflexes that I don't have, then the webs will not save me, because I won't be able to power those suckers fast enough to save my ass. But if with Spidey powers comes quicker reflexes, unless you're going, oof. Is that too soon? Yeah. But yeah, that would be the only caveat, is if I acquire more, like, yeah, if I require faster reflexes in the process of acquiring Spidey powers, then I'll take it. But if I have my regular ass shitty reflexes, and depth perception, plus Spidey powers, yeah, I've actually never seen the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I like both Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, so. But yeah, I've never seen them. You saw one of them? Yeah. To be fair, I didn't even see all 3 of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. I missed the one where Venom comes in and he comes, like, when he gets taken over by Venom and becomes, like, a super douche. And, like, that, like, emo Tobey Maguire got, like, memed all over the place. Oh, no. Yeah. I think I knew that, though. Venom is hot. Yeah, the Tom Hardy Venom is hot, not Tobey Maguire Venom. Right, exactly. Yes, exactly. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're just marking up the half stitch. So then this guy is 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. Because he's, yes. Yeah. Oh, the Venom and the guy love each other? I'm not saying, because there was a second Venom movie, right? Like a second Tom Hardy Venom movie, because I watched the first one and I remember enjoying it. And then, yeah, doesn't he show up at the end of one of the, like, he's in like a post-credit scene in one of the Tom Holland Spider-Mans? I think, maybe? I might be misremembering. But I think they're like completely, no. Not Marvel. It's DC that's completely rebooted their entire franchises, right? Like all of the OG, all of the initial inception of superhero actors that we were knowing, they've like kiboshed all of them. But I don't know what's happening with the MCU in that respect. Yes! I forgot about, yes. Very cute. Big, do you imagine, like, you get superpowers and you get, like, a spidey sense or whatever, but let's say you only get one of them. Because I feel like all of the superheroes, when something happens, they get multiple powers. They don't just get a power. You know what I mean? Like, what if you got, like, bitten by a radioactive chameleon, but the only power that you got, you couldn't camouflage, you couldn't stick to walls, you could just move both your eyes in whatever random direction. Like, they didn't have to go together. That was the only part you got out of the chameleon bite. You know what I mean? Like, obviously that would make for a less exciting movie, but I feel like maybe, I don't know if it would be more realistic. Being bit by a radioactive something and getting powers is actually the exact opposite of realism. You'd scare kids all the time for, absolutely. But yeah, like, you only got one of the powers, and it was just like a mildly entertaining party trick. It didn't actually, I don't know, like, maybe that helps people. I don't know. Maybe, like, you could see shit coming from a mile off. That would be interesting, though. But I don't know. You get the weird tongue cue. Yeah. No, what? Okay, that's 2 powers. That's 2 parts. You suddenly get, like... No, you don't get the tongue, but you get an obscure desire to eat flies. So not only do you want to eat flies, but you do not have the fast, sticky tongue in order to procure said flies, so you're just running around your house like an average human being trying to catch bugs. And it's just like, it's difficult for you. That would be more interesting to me. You have this insatiable desire to eat bugs, but no way of more effectively procuring said bugs. Exactly. Or trying to, like, Mr. Miyagi, like, catch them with your hand or whatever. It would be difficult. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. Oh no, no, did you fall out? No, you didn't. Okay, cool. Just doing the perimeter of this next page right now, just so that we can do the fun part where we just like fill in and not think about it too hard. Grilled flies on the flies. Oh! That's true. That would be a way to do it. Grilled fly. Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to get creative. Could you imagine? Honestly, like, because you know how, like, there'll be certain trends in food where things become, like, delicacies, and then the price jumps exponentially, and then there's, like, problems with like population growth because everything's getting like overly killed for the food because it's like so rare and whatever. Like some chef has to make like flies or mosquitoes or like come up with some way to make bugs delicacies. I know they're trying. You're right. They are trying with like mealworms and stuff like that, but it's just not, it's not kicked off the way you want it to. At least in like a Eurocentric community. Whereas, yeah, I think in a lot of countries that is actually a main protein source. But like, they keep trying to introduce it to us, but so many people are like still afraid and grossed out by bugs that it's a struggle for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, truly. I think that's a thing. Like you can almost, it's almost like, you know how the gym peeps have like their protein powders and stuff like that. It would be the same thing that you would like grind up the mealworms and stick it in your like protein oats or something. Brooklyn bugs. Oh, cute. Edible insect ambassadors. Yeah. Edible insect ambassador. That's awesome. Yeah, meaty, cheesy, coconutty, a chef's quest to prove insects taste delicious. I love that. That's awesome. Crunchy, yeah. It's interesting because I think the couple times I've had like bugs, like I've eaten like a grasshopper or a cricket or whatever, it's been encased in chocolate and like bought at like a novelty candy store. And the only reason it tastes bad is because the chocolate is really poor quality. And that was more the problem. So the couple times that I did eat them, it was like, oh, it's this bug like in chocolate, but it's like shitty, terrible chocolate. Therefore, it made the bug experience bad, where I'm like, I'm pretty sure if I just had this without it being encased in chocolate, it would probably taste fine. It was the chocolate that made it worse. So, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, same could be said about any animal product, really. Because then also, too, like, you know, we had to figure out, okay, cool, people, like, at what point did people realize, I guess because, you know, they probably had to put 2 and 2 together when they would, like, you know, like, cavemen would kill a wildebeest and then just, like, eat it raw, and then everyone would get, like, ill and die. And then they created fire and then was like, maybe we cook the meat, ? And then that was helpful. But, like, again, all of those had to be, like, decisions to then, like, move forward in terms of, like, food understanding. You know what I mean? Like, step 1 is determine, like, oh, we could kill this meat and eat it. Yeah. For a second, I read gut instinct and I was like, heh, but then it was actually guess instinct, but I'm pretending it's gut instinct, and I thought that was funny. So that's what I'm going with. Yeah. Oh, interesting. The cooked meat is why our brains evolved. Interesting. When I watched that Fantastic Fungi documentary, back, like, I guess there's a theory that we were all, like, a gatherer society, and then people would just, like, gather various, like, fruits and things like that they found in the forest and eat them and see what happens. And there's a theory that, like, the cavemen just, like, got high on some shrooms and were able to have all these epiphanies, and that's how we were able to evolve as a species. Because they ate some edibles and had a grand old time and started developing a consciousness about the world. Yeah, that's true too. I guess there needs to be the people that are out there, like, because there must be, like, the experimenters in every society, right? where it's like, oh, we do it this way. And then they're like, oh, but like, what if we cooked it for less? Or what if we cooked it for longer or at a higher temperature? Or like all that, the like refining process of that. Like, like, it's so interesting because obviously you think about that now, like in nowadays society, because we have like guidelines, like FDA approval and stuff like that, where you do need to go through rigorous testing before you like introduce something into the market and like make it consumable to the masses. But like you think about like the startings of society, like you said, the first person to be like, I'm gonna drink this cow's milk. Like first of all, I'm gonna milk a cow. Second of all, it's like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, kill this animal and eat it. Oh, I'm gonna, like you said, and then you start thinking about like, oh, okay, there's some intrinsic biological thing that made those connections. And then over time, we've just like refined it and stuff like that. I do feel too, though, because I don't know if it's true. I could be talking out of my ass, but I feel like there has been studies or there has been discussions about how, like, with the development of society and technology and the evolving of our brains, I think there's like 3 layers of brain. There's like your reptilian brain, your like mammal brain, and then your like human brain or whatever. And that human brain is like obviously the newest, most developed part. But the more time we spend in like the human brain, the less in tune we are to like that reptilian brain. And then so things like inherent like intuition and stuff like that, I feel like people don't pay attention to as much because we have so like our society values in a way, which is probably good in some capacities, but like values intellect and knowledge and data and stats and like logic as opposed to like innate intuition and like desire and that sort of like reptilian brain stuff. And so I wonder like, yeah, like obviously that came in, that was there was a purpose to that, right? Because obviously that's how the people decided like, oh, this is how we're going to survive. We're going to eat this. We're going to cook it this way. We're going to, you know, deal with death in this way. Like I know a lot of it is like Darwinism, survival of the fittest and shit like that too, but it's interesting. I think then you can just like get really existential with it where I'm like, God damn, like everyone who just like the innate choices that were made. Imagine a girl master trying something handy to remember. Yeah, exactly. Like, and also too, like, I guess the thing too is there is that sort of, like, it was kind of like a collectivist society, right? Like somebody had to be the guinea pig in terms of figuring out, like, okay guys, like we got a clan of like 10 people and we're hungry, or like winter is coming and we got to figure out how to survive. Okay, we've killed this thing. We've tried eating it. Joe over there got really sick. Susie died. Okay, but we didn't. But there must be a way to make it so that no one dies. Okay, how do we do that? And then like develop the next step and the next step, you know what I mean? And that's without that's before the understanding of like empirical science and like quantitative research, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, obviously, people were doing their own research. Yeah. Like, I feel like people were doing their own research back in the day, but it wasn't called research. It wasn't called science. You know what I mean? But people had to make, like, oh, if I do X, Y will happen. Oh, that's not, Y didn't happen. In fact, Z happened. Oh, interesting. Go back, rework, and keep going. Yeah, right? Exactly. You wonder, too, if, like, a lot of that kind of shit maybe happened on dares as well. Like, they're just, like, a bunch of... Especially if we have the mushroom theory. So, all these, like... To be fair, though, I think mushrooms behave differently than, like, someone getting high on weed. So, I'm just thinking, like, they're all the cavemen are sitting around in a circle, and there's something happening, and they're just like, hey, man, you bet I can kill that deer? And they're like, haha, Steve, I don't think you could. And he's like, yeah, man, I have this spear. I'd probably make it happen. They're like, yeah, I dare you to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they had to egg each other on and stuff, too. I don't know. Yeah. This music has most what it sounds like. Really? That's kind of awesome. Apparently this is the chess playlist. So. Yeah, I see what you mean. It sort of has like a twinkly sound to it that's very Disney-esque. That's alright, that feels on brand for us. There we go. I'm feeling good today. I was feeling a little bit blah yesterday, but it was good. I feel like I had a good day yesterday anyway. Like, we had, Shadow wasn't feeling very well, so we went on the shortest walk of life. But then that left me the morning to, like, get all my chores done. And so then in the afternoon, I was able to, like, you know, do some gaming, do some crafting, like, just kind of vibe out and chill, which was really nice, because I feel like the last few weeks, like, there's always been, like, a big old to-do list and, like, stuff to get done. But the pace was, like, much more chill yesterday for a change, which was nice. And then today, different pace, but still good, that Shadow and I we did a forest walk that we haven't done for a while. I usually try to take him at the beginning of the week, but I was just, like, not feeling it. So finally we were like, okay, we're gonna go do the thing. And it was awesome because it was kind of like misty raining. You know that rain that, like, isn't really rain, but you just find, like, you can't tell it's raining, and then you realize that you're, like, soaking wet. Thankfully, though, that was only at the beginning of the walk, and towards the end of the walk, the sun came out and it dried up and stuff. It was sort of like an on and off thing. It was a bit upsetting, though, because Google lied to me because it did not say it was supposed to be raining today. In fact, I think it did the same thing yesterday, too. I think when it says it's gonna rain, I, like, bundle us both up. It doesn't rain. I'm dying of sweat because my waterproof doesn't breathe. And then I'm like, oh, it's not scheduled to rain. It's just overcast. It's fine. I'll just wear a jumper, and then it rains. And I'm like, listen, you gotta check your weather satellites or some bullshit up there, because things are not lining up. But that's okay. Shadow was a bit annoyed, though, because I was having a great time, because there were so many mushrooms out, because it had been so, like, rainy and damp and stuff the last few days, that in-between era, and it's a bit, like, colder and stuff. I don't know. I just find that, like, finally the forest is getting some different kinds of mushrooms, to the point where I ended up taking so many photos outside of the 10, isn't it like a 10 photo carousel limit that Instagram does? I think I ended up taking like 25, and none of them were like, some of them I went through, I think, to be fair, I took more, but then I went through and deleted all the blurry ones, the ones that weren't, like, in focus, all the, like, decent, you know, whatever. And so I ended up with, like, I think 24 or 25 photos left, and I was like, well, these need to be shared with the world, so we made an Instagram reel about it, and it just brings me so much joy, because I also found, you know what I Googled? Because I was like, listen, we're making a reel about, like, mushrooms and, like, digital foraging and stuff like that. So I need, like, a good, like, foraging song. You know, like, what's a good foraging song? What's good foraging music? And so I went to Spotify and was like, I'm gonna Google, find or Spotify a playlist. And then that'll give me ideas of what to search for on Instagram to turn into a reel. And so I searched foraging, and then I was looking through the playlists, and a lot of them were, like, Scandinavian, and all the album covers looked, like, very metal-esque, and they looked very dark and heavy, and I was like, this doesn't seem like the cottagecore, forestcore foraging playlist that I was thinking Spotify would provide. And then I realized it auto-corrected to foraging, like a forge, like Forged in Fire Forge, and I was like, that explains all the metal. Duh. Okay, so then I corrected myself and was like, foraging playlist. And then it reminded me, so then I found a bunch, like there was a bunch of, I was like, oh, I was very confused for a split second, then I realized the error, and I was like, this makes sense now. But yeah, then I found a playlist. I haven't listened through all of them, I just kind of was going through. Yeah. And so I found, somebody added, like, a bunch of stuff, but they put, like, the Over the Garden Wall soundtrack in their foraging playlist, and, like, some Adventure Time stuff, and, like, some of that kind of stuff. And so you found the Forge playlist? Amazing. There was a couple of them. There's one that, like, has a picture of an anvil on it, then there was another one that was the Forge playlist that didn't have, like, a cover. But yeah. Was this the one? Yeah! Forge. Yeah, this is one of many. This is one of many. Here, let me see if I can find the one that I did. Or one that I found. Forging. Songs. Playlists. Songs for forging. There were more. There were more. It's being silly. Probably because this is like a free version. That's fine. But there were definitely more. I will put, yeah. Dude, yes. Yeah, absolutely. You absolutely need a Forge playlist for the WoW Forge. 100%. 100%. But yeah, so I ended up picking one of the songs from Over the Garden Wall. And then it was very fitting and wonderful and cozy, and it just made me very happy. So now I need to revisit that soundtrack and also explore these other foraging songs that people have made playlists about. It's very good. But yes, apparently foraging playlists are a thing. That is the today I learned, but I feel like it's one of those things that, like, I'm sure if you can think about it, like, it's probably like, what's that rule, like rule number whatever, where like if you can think about it, there's probably a porn about it. I think if you can think about it, like a concept, there's a playlist about it. Definitely. It might not be a very good playlist, but somebody's made a playlist about it. Here's what I found the other day, like, do you not think that's fucking cool that Doris dug out this? Yeah! 34, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. So there must be, I think there is a rule that for anything you can think of, there's a playlist for it. I do not think, yeah. With a lava river, honestly, that's very cool. It would probably be very warm, but that's the life. Yeah, probably. I think that's pretty straightforward because there's even enough, like, between, like, Lord of the Rings and Marvel, there's enough, like, dwarves foraging that would make it a thing. Do you know what I mean? Why is this here? Go away. There we go. Niche metal, yeah. Okay, this just, okay, listen. I was listening to, it wasn't, yeah. Oh, that's true, that's true. Yes, it is surrounded by snowy mountains, so yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, pirate metal. Definitely. I was listening to, it wasn't pirate metal, but because I was playing, I keep calling it the wrong thing. I think is it Disney Speedway? The Disney racing game, the free-to-play Disney racing game. I was doing that a bunch yesterday. And of course, they've done, like, interesting remixes of all of the songs, like all the Disney songs for all the different levels. And there's a Pirates of the Caribbean level. And so that's like a sped up, cool version of, like, the Pirates Life for Me song. Not metal, but still pirates, so still relevant. I'm still in the conversation. Pirate metal, yeah. Truly. Absolutely. Oh, you think sometimes there are certain, exactly, there's certain music that just makes you want to completely, like, abandon your current life and go start anew somewhere. This is true. Yeah, we need technologically advanced pirates that can use satellite to create the Wi-Fi signal so that I can play my video games while on the 7 seas. Absolutely. People in book, we're now about to join some pirates on a trip. Ooh, pirates and vampires. Vampire pirates, perhaps? That's kind of fun. Though it must be difficult. Okay, if you were a pirate, I know you already have to worry about scurvy and stuff like that, but if you're a vampire pirate, like, you're gonna have to really stock up on your blood. You know what I mean? In order to ensure that when you're, like, out in the middle of the sea, you don't all start, like, resorting. Okay. vampires can't suck the blood of other vampires, right? They don't have blood to be consumed. So if all the vampires, like if it was an entire fleet of vampire pirates and they had no bloods, could they then, are there cannibal vampires? Is that a thing? They would have to, they can in some books. Yeah, so, interesting. Interesting. So they would need to stock up. They would need to stock up on blood. But there's no refrigeration on board, too. So they'd need to basically, you know what it is? They'd need, like, blood slaves, wouldn't they? They would need, like, people that they, like, would keep on the deck with them for that purpose. Because they couldn't just have, like, blood bags like you would now, like, at, like, you know, you could, like, raid a hospital and get, like, all the blood bank stuff. But you couldn't do that if you were a pirate on the Seven Seas as a vampire because there's no refrigeration. Yeah, it does look like a little hat. I think we noticed that before. It was like a fun little drinking game that it's like, oh, drink every time Tasha dons the webcam hat. Isn't that how someone... Yeah. As in they... Right. I thought they get turned because a vampire consumes some of their blood but doesn't completely drain them. I don't know. That's true. This is one of those things that it's like similar to time travel where you have to establish the rules of the universe, right? Like, I think there are some, like, but even then, like, I think even if there are universal vampire lore myths, I think there probably is literature or, like, media that doesn't adhere to those myths. You know what I mean? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I guess that's always the thing with, like, supernatural stuff, is that there are rules of the universe, but depending on the author or the IP of the media creating the universe, those rules can change. That must be a real pain in the ass with people. The vampire in this book was born. Oh, interesting. And also has a drag. Wait, okay. How many fantasy tropes are in this book? There's vampires, there's dragons, there's pirates. I know pirates are not a fantasy thing, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, what else? Same as zombies. Yeah, exactly. Or, like, the fast zombies versus the slow moving zombies. Left 4 Dead, I remember actually, I think I watched, like, a YouTube series about zombies and how I think it was, like, the Left 4 Dead games and universe completely changed the landscape of what a zombie is. Because up until that point, zombies were not fast. And now all of a sudden, they're like freaking Speedy Gonzales of the undead. Like, what are you talking about? Whereas, yeah, back in the day, they were much more slow and looming. There's an archdemon. Sleepy Ghost! Oh my god, I love your tag. I love your name. As you can see. We are big fans of the ghosts on this channel. Hello. Archdemon, vampire, dragon, werewolf, and a devil. Then there are pirates, but they're... Right. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love this. It's like a whole spooky fantasy cinematic universe. That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah. Amazing. I was gonna ask if it was one of your sexy books, because then that's another layer. That adds another layer. Amazing. Yes. Oh my god, I love to. I also it's still healing, but I got a ghost tattoo earlier on in the week. It's in its peely stage. Obviously, this is the upside down version of him, but I got 3 Halloween flash tattoos recently, and they make me very happy. So there we go. There's the 9th ghost now on the screen. I guess it's blocking this one. But we were counting all the ghosts we could find on the screen earlier. And so far there was 8 or 9. Now 9. But now back down to 8. Yeah. Yeah, this is, I guess, because I acquired all of these tattoos at the same time. Okay, did I? Yeah. Because I acquired all these tattoos at the same time, I'm counting this as 1 tattoo. But people keep telling me that, no, you actually got 3. So I don't know. Is this 1 tattoo or is this 3 tattoos? I don't know. Because this one also happened in one sitting. I guess because it's a cohesive design, I count this as 1 tattoo. Because it happened all at once and it's a cohesive design, whereas it could be considered 4 tattoos. Whereas this one, I guess, was initially designed as 3 flash sale tattoos. Yeah. Okay. So this is 1 tattoo because it was all part of the same design, but these were 3 separate tattoos that I combined into 1 tattoo. So they're technically 3. Okay. That's just upped my tattoo count by much more than 1, which is fine, which isn't a bad thing. It's just funny when people ask you, like, how many tattoos do you have? I need to get my story straight. People go, how many tattoos do you have? I have to be like, well, I'm not sure. I either have this many or this many, depending on if we count this one as 1 tattoo or 3 tattoos. But yeah. So I guess in that sense, then that becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. You do! How many do you have? Do you know, or have you lost count? My feet tattoos are separate. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I guess because if you have 1 on each foot, then they would be... Yeah, because people will get, like, I knew somebody who got, like, 2 stars or 2 birds, 1 on, like, each pectoral muscle or pec area. And that happened at the same time, and they're part of the same design, but they are distinctly 2 tattoos. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing. I don't have any, like, I can see all of mine. Because I struggle with the idea of having a tattoo that you can't see, because then I'm like, but then how am I gonna, it's for me. You'd have to count. I got the Friday the 15th. Ooh, cool. A spooky tooth fairy. That's so cool. I love that. Oh, you know what? See, that's 23. That's amazing. That's amazing. So then are those, like, do you have, like, sleeves and stuff? I wonder, actually, because my brother-in-law has, like, I don't know if it's a full sleeve yet, but he has, like, a half sleeve. And that was an entire concept design on his arm. No, I think he would count that as 1 tattoo. It just seems wild to me if you can have an entire pre-thought out sleeve with, like, multiple components, but it was all sort of done in the same vein, that your entire forearm is, like, your entire upper arm is considered 1 tattoo. Like, that's wild when you think about it like that. Oh, okay. Yeah. All, like, single tattoos. Would you want one, Hellas? Because Liam's like, oh, I like your tattoos, but I have no interest in getting one myself. Yeah. It's that, like, concern about, like, okay, am I gonna be obsessed with this in, like, 10 years time? You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. I get that. I get that for sure. You're like, I have this idea, and then you sit there and stew on it, and then it's no longer relevant to your life. And you're like, well, it's a good thing I didn't get that tattooed on my body. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. It was funny because now, I think there's more now, but the studio that I normally go to get tattoos, I've had 3 done, now 4 instances. Though the first one was done by, I think, like, the male owner when he first opened up the shop, but now I don't think he works there anymore. I don't know if he still manages the back end of it, but it's like, I think there's 5. Yeah, I think there's 5 artists there now, all female. And I have 3 out of the 5 now. So I joked with the artist the other day when I was getting this, like, these 3 done, that I was like, oh man, I'm like collecting you guys like Pokemon cards. I'm gonna have to find out, like, find something in the style of the other 2 girlies and I can get those done too. I'm not sure though. We'll see. Placement. Okay. 4 face tattoos, 1 on each hand. Oh, and half a throat. Okay. Yeah, I think that would really hurt. Definitely. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I would think, like, yeah, when people get the tattoo sort of, like, here, yeah, that feels like that would be a painful placement. Absolutely. It's one of those where, like, it's gonna look super badass when it's done, but yeah, I don't blame you for doing that in a couple installments. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. That's like a posthumous grandma decision. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, isn't it anywhere that's like super bony and like has really kind of thin skin? Fattier places are supposedly better. Because I know that I don't want to say I was a dumbass. I was very naive, I guess. So my first tattoo, this guy right here, right? My second tattoo on my rib cage, about yay big. So yeah. So we took a break halfway through and I got up to get a drink and then I passed out. So that was fun. So I'm really like cautious. So I make sure when I like go to a tattoo appointment, I like bring snacks. I bring like, you know, like a sugary drink just to keep my blood sugar levels up and do all that kind of stuff and whatever. So I go in for this one. I got my granola, I got my chocolate bar, I got my iced tea with all the sugar in it. I'm like, cool. Yep, let's do this. Less than an hour. Hardly any pain. I was like, it's nice when you're not here for half the day in pain. This is nice. Because the last one that I got was on my leg and it's like large enough. And it was a lot of like detail and stuff like that. So it was a decent amount of time that I was sitting there. Whereas this one, we like had a conversation and then she was like, you're just going to do like little highlights, bloop, bloop, okay, you're done. I was like, damn, that's nice. So yeah, just like line work is like easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, I feel like I'm a friend. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That's nice that they respect that. You're like, okay, bodily autonomy, this is what I want to do to my body. And they're like, yeah, have at her. Oh, she hasn't seen the pumpkin yet? Yeah. Yeah, apparently the feet hurt. I've heard that as well. Yeah, and the ribs. Yeah, anything that's more kind of bony, I've heard is more painful. And then, yeah, anything that's a bit more fleshy. That's a fun word. Fleshy is better, apparently. Yeah. I remember, I don't know, I've not posted anything about this one. Yeah. Yes, but you have an authoritarian complex where as soon as somebody tells you not to do something, your brain goes, we must do it more now. Yeah, absolutely. I remember you saying that. I think that's really clever. But yeah, I love that for you. They're like, don't do the thing. You're like, now I ×2 want to do the thing. I would like to double down on the thing, actually. If you didn't mention it, I wouldn't have thought about it, and now it's in my brain. So really, it's your fault that I have more now. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I am oh, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Now I want a raven. Ooh, yeah. That's actually awesome. That would be so cool. But yeah, no, I am a recovering people pleaser. You know, who, you know, like one of those things. So if somebody tells me not to do something, I have to be really strong in my conviction that I want to do it to push through. People go, no, you shouldn't do that. I go, wow, okay, maybe I shouldn't. So I have the opposite problem where I can be like, I'm really interested in this thing. And someone can be like, that's not a good idea. And I'll be like, damn it, is that not a good idea? I've had to grow in my confidence and my conviction with myself. There's a massive buzzer. Are you a bee? Because if you're a bee, then I want to help you. But if you're just a big old bug, then I want you to fuck off. Hang on. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. We need to open the window for you. You are. I don't know if you're a bee or you're a wasp. Here, look. Let's open the door. Come on. It's gonna go in the opposite direction. Why does that happen when I try to save your life? Here, look. You're gonna get stuck. Should we try opening the other window? Ooh. We'll try opening this one. Okay, look. Freedom. Where'd he go? The buzzing is gone. So he's either landed or he's gone out the window. The ghost has been set off though, so I assume he's still in the building somewhere. We'll see what happens. Sorry, I went on a vigilante mission to try to rectify the buzzing happening, but I don't know if it did anything. Yeah, my runner's gonna be spooky. Ooh, nerd arm, spooky arm. Yeah. Oh, I love that. The plan was, yeah, we're gonna have some themes, and then it became, there's just too many cool designs out in the world. The theme is random. And honestly, that can be a theme in and of itself. The theme is random, sporadic awesomeness. Yeah. I hope I did all these the right way. I think I did. I think we're okay. It seems fine. We seem cohesive. Yeah, I don't hear the buzzing, so I think we're in the clear. If not, maybe he's found his way out through the back. Ooh, that's cool. A rainbow leaf field. That sounds so cool. I need to, where's, oh, my phone's plugged in. Let me Google that. Let me Google rainbow leaf beetle. That sounds awesome. Is it one of those like colorful iridescent-y looking bugs? Dude, that's so cool. That's, yeah, it is. It's sort of like an iridescent-y, like shimmery kind of bug. I love that. A thestral. What is a thestral? I'm learning new words. Ooh. That's cool. That could almost, because like you could almost turn that, because that almost looks like, isn't there like, those are horses though. But like, do you know the Fantasia segment, Night on Bald Mountain, that has like the, it's like the one about like the devil or something like that. And then it has like the kind of skeletons and the horses. And I think they're meant to represent like death and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like there's enough sort of lore that has sort of characters like that that are like not specifically Harry Potter, but are related to that. Oh, Fantasia and the Three Caballeros were the most played Disney VHSs in my household because those are my brother's favorite. So we watch those ones all the time. Yeah, love Fantasia. But yeah, so I feel like that could definitely be done in a way that like honors your initial vision, but without having that sort of attachment, because I know you feel a bit weird about that now. Oh, what song is it? He's back. Oh, yeah, get him, Shadow. Go get him. Go get him. I remember not liking that one as much. We went to it in theaters when it came, or in IMAX when it came out, because we were obsessed with obviously the first one. But I think it's because it was shorter, and there was like, but there were still some good like iconic pieces in it. Oh yeah, that is a good one. Isn't that the one where again it's all the blue people and they're like going through a work day and stuff? That is a really fun one. I like that one a lot. I remember they have one and it's sort of like about Mother Nature, and I remember that one because I think we watched it like as a kid, and even now like I rewatched it in recent history, and it's so sad and scary and like depressing, and I get at the end it's all about like the transitions of life and all those different things, and like the circle of the life and whatever, and I'm like, that's really great, but then also it was scary and sad. Oh, amazing! That's fun. I only have my ears pierced, and even then I don't wear earrings enough that I get concerned that they might close. I have to sort of, you know. But yeah, I am not overly pierced. That's exciting though. So this is the, like, yeah, this is the longest. Yeah, this is the bottom of the pattern. So this right here, so this will be sort of, except for the hat will come up here, but like the bottom, this is sort of the length of the pattern. He's so 16. Oh, really? You're gonna take them all out? Oh, okay. And I assume if you had to take them out, does that mean you had to grow like all of the holes closed over so you are slowly like adding them back in, sort of thing? Do you have to take them out for work? Or I know, yeah, that used to be a thing, especially I remember in high school where all the high school girlies had their noses pierced and they needed to, they either had to take the piercing out or you could get like clear plastic, almost like plugs to stick in place of the hole. I don't remember how they worked, but I did think that it was like basically just like a piercing, but it wasn't. But that was like the alternative. In gym class, all the girlies weren't allowed to have their piercings in. I guess so. That must have been what they are. They were like considered the safe alternative that minimized the risk of it being ripped out of your face when you were learning how to play flag football in secondary school. Yeah, that was the other option too. Yeah, you had to put a Band-Aid or a plaster on it. That was the other thing. And I get it, like, it was just the thing where you had to make sure that, like, if you were learning a sport and you smacked into each other, no one's piercings got ripped out or, you know, what is it, stabbed someone else. But absolutely, absolutely. Hey man, you could make that work though. If you, like, you know, it's like if you make a deliberate fashion statement. To be fair, though, gym clothes weren't, I don't know anybody who looked stylish in 9th grade gym class, because I sure as hell didn't. Like, we try. There was attempts. There were attempts, I think, by people, but I think I just hated gym class so much that I wasn't going to put any effort into it, even if that meant not putting any effort into my style in gym class. We only had to take gym for 1 year in high school in order to graduate. So I took that year 9, like grade 9 gym class. And they're like, do you want to take next year's? I was like, no, thank you. Peace, bye. None of that. I was the person who, yeah, I hate, you know what it is though? I hated gym class. To be fair, when I had gym class in the 9th grade, it was like an all girls gym class. And I actually didn't mind it because I could actually like participate and I felt like sort of evenly matched amongst my peers. Because before that, I was in elementary school and it was a co-ed gym class. Hi, Toast! And all of, like, a lot of the boys in my school, they played AAA hockey, so they were super competitive and also really strong. So we'd play dodgeball and they'd be chucking the ball so quickly. So I'd hide in the corner because I couldn't catch for shit. And then I'd end up being the last person on the dodgeball pitch and they would be like, Tasha, do something. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? And then they get mad at me and I'm like, you guys, like, I hate this. Also, Toast, I have a bone to pick with you. We're beefing, but like just subtly. We're beefing only in the sense that I have you to thank for my newest obsession, which is what, Disney Speedway. I keep messing up the name. I keep on calling it Disney Speedster, Disney Racing. It is the Disney racing game. So that has been occupying my time every evening for the past few days. And I have you to thank for that. Or blame, depending on. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope things are good with you. Yeah. Yeah, you introduced me to my newest addiction. That's what you did. No, it's been fun though, except I don't know if you play ranked, so I got like invited, like, oh, you can play ranked now. But that kind of shit stresses me out. I just want to play for funsies. But I was playing last night and I think I sort of like maxed out everything I was able to do that day. I can't really defeat any more maps until I upgrade my racers. And I don't have the upgrade parts at the moment, which was a little bit annoying. You know, always they have that. And so I like to think I don't have an addictive personality. And then shit like this happens where I'm just like, one more race. Let's end on a good note. Because I kept losing all the races and I was like, oh man, come on. Like, I can't quit until I like have a nice race and I like win or I place or something. Like, then we can turn it off. And I'm sitting there having this conversation in my brain with real time. And I'm like, this is what happens to gamblers. This is what gamblers do, where they go, oh, I kept losing, but like if I just play one more time, I'll get a win. And I'll quit when I finally get a win. And I'm like, okay, maybe there's a little bit of an addictive personality in there. When it comes to, at least it's only when it comes to like video games. And maybe crafts. Sometimes I'm like, I'll go make lunch after I finish this row of stitches. And then I'm like, well, I could just like, you know, continue doing a little bit more. So yeah. So I guess that it's there. Yeah, I'm glad you see no problem with this. Yeah, you're right. You're just converting everyone. But the music in it is fun. I was talking about it earlier. The like remix renditions of the Disney songs for the tracks. I also think too, like, I think the other problem too is I, again, struggle with reflexes, and I'm not, like, I can't first person shoot, like, I can't do any of that. Sometimes, when you hit so many, like, speed boosts and shit like that in that game, so much is happening at the same time, and you're supposed to try to steer and navigate, and, like, sometimes it just feels like a blur. I'm like, I'm watching, like, an acid trip unfold in front of me in like 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, it's sometimes I'm just sitting there being like, what am I attempting to accomplish? There's too much. I'm like overstimulated right now. So, but it's fun. I'm still enjoying it. So that's good. You can't, yeah, it's true. It's true. Absolutely. You make a fair point, Snipin'. We were talking about this. We were like, hey man, because I was saying, well, what if I'm a ghost? But then I was like, I would suck because I don't have any of the cool shit that comes with being a ghost. Really? Maybe, right? Yeah, maybe. You did mention it's crossplay. Yeah, you did mention it's crossplay. Yeah, I also unlocked the multiplayer and stuff too, but I've never, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, right? I'm not though. The game itself is an acid trip, Snipend. I promise you. My pee is clean. If you test me, it'll all come back negative. It's the game. The game is an acid. See, yeah. Yeah, perhaps. I don't know how to do that. Well, I'll figure it out, but yeah, I'm not sure. I attempted to play rank because I wanted to get more, like, character shards, and then it took, like, 10 seconds to, like, find a person, and they didn't find them, and I was like, this is too stressful for me, I'm not gonna do this. Because I just have a feeling that the people who are playing ranked are absolutely goated, and I'm just sitting there being like, I just want to upgrade my races, please. I'm just here to, like, do my stuff and get out. Disney Speedway? I think it's Speedway. Is it Speedway? I was calling it Disney Speedsters. It's a free-to-play Disney racing game that Toast told me about. And now it's been my evening ritual for the past few nights. We have it on PS4. I don't know what platform you play it on, Toast. Speedstorm. See, I'm never gonna remember that. I'm never gonna remember that. Disney Speedstorm. I keep calling it Speedway. Or Speedster. But yeah. You play it on PC? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, right? What are we buying? Yeah. It's free to play, though. Apparently. I don't know if I got... Yeah, it is. It's free. Unless you want to do that thing where you spend real money to get fake money to buy stuff in-game. Which I don't do. I've not felt compelled yet to use real-world money for in-game stuff. But yes, it is free to play. I was a bit upset, actually, because my nephew came over the weekend, and I wanted to show him this new game. And I was like, oh my god, look, it's like a Disney racing game. And he played like one level and was like, I want to play a different game now. And I was like, but I want to keep playing this game. And then we played Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, which was also fun. But yeah, I was like, I hope you would have been super into this game and you could like beat levels for me and stuff. He's 6, so he wasn't like gonna be coming in like first place and stuff like that. But the nice thing, too, though, about this game... Sorry, this is now a Disney Speedway channel. In discussion, not in gameplay. They have steering assist, because my dumbass... Again, I over-torque, I can't... So you can actually put different levels of, like, steer assist on. So if you're somebody like me who constantly smacks into walls when you drive at high speeds, you can increase the steering assist so it helps not keep you on the straight and, you know what I mean? So game changer. Yeah, I think so. I'm getting to the point now where there are things that I'm not able, like, it's like there is like a lottery where it's like a play to unlock sort of thing. So there's like daily drops you have to go in and try to get, and you have to like build up certain characters, and to do that you have to collect these pieces that only happen every once in a while. But the initial sort of like tutorial start play, there's enough sort of going for it. Like there's enough content that you can play the game without feeling like you've plateaued without investing any money for the first little bit. So there's an entire round, and I think I'm on, there's like the tutorial, then there's like campaigns, and then there's like limited kind of runs and stuff. So the campaigns, I think I managed to get to like chapter 5, and now I'm starting to feel like I'm plateauing in terms of how far I can go based on what I have not invested in the game. So yeah, so like that's the thing, like you might get to a point where you're like, but again, it's free to play, so if you play it up until the point where it's no longer free for you, then like that's an option, right? So I have this in my card already. No. That's boring. And also, you're not gonna be able to spend $200 on freezer bags. That's a lot of freezer bags. Yeah. Oh, right. Yes. Well, that's because, yeah, see, the child addiction factor in that, I respect that. Yeah. Right. Oh, right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're right. I've triggered I've triggered Kat's anti-authoritarian complex. Now she's gonna buy $200 worth of freezer bags. You're like, just because you said I couldn't, and now, yeah, probably. But yeah, no, that's different. That's different. Do not, this is for responsible adults to play. Sniping. Do not, yeah, the free to play for your child and then they beg you to spend real world money. This ain't, no. This could go the way of the Roblox, and we don't want that for you. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, absolutely. There's a reason why they are one of the top capitalistic conglomerates in society. 100%. Yeah, no, I wouldn't, yeah. Don't, this is not, yeah. I'll do it too. Honestly, you would. Yeah. Absolutely. Same. Oh my goodness. Some of the pins are very cute, so I get that. Trust. If anyone, yes, the Disney, yeah, yeah. The Disney purchasing, the purchasing power of a child into Disney can be attested to as me being that child. Especially in, like, growing up in the 90s golden age of Disney, where I think they really, like, you know, start, like, upped the marketing ante, like, upped the consumable ante. Yeah. You'll find, again, so, in, speaking of which, so, you know how I asked my dad to send me childhood Halloween pictures, so we're gonna go over them, on Subaween. 3 of those costumes, childhood Tasha's costumes, are Disney characters. Not to mention that even the non-Halloween related costumes, I had so many, like, princess dresses growing up. I had a Cinderella one, I had an Ariel one, I had a Belle one. They were like, I don't know, I think they were dresses, but they were also kind of like pajamas or whatever. So, like, trust me, the Disney princess lore and the Disney, actually, no, even more than 3. Hang on. I think it was 4. Yeah. It wasn't 3, there were 4. So, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The, Disney's been taking my money and my parents' money for years. For years and years. Yeah. I think I saw, like, a Chip and Dale, or I saw, like, a classic cartoons pin where it had, like, Darkwing Duck, Chip and Dale, the gummy bears, like, all on. Yeah. Oh, what's a DVC member? I don't know what that is. That sounds exclusive, though. Are you in an exclusive club, Kat? I assume it's Disney something club? Maybe? That's my guess. Disney Vacation Club. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I've been like, well, I don't think I've been in denial, but I've been like, my brain just wasn't making the connection that obviously next week, next Tuesday, is Subhalloween on the Tuesday, but that's the last day of October. And so that means that next week my parents are going to be here. Because for some reason in my brain, November the 2nd and October 31st seem like they should be a week apart from each other. Like in my brain, I'm like, oh yeah, October, we still have like another week of October, and then it'll be November, and then my parents will be here. It's like, no. October ends on the Tuesday, and then my parents are here, which is exciting, which is amazing, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'm just like, you know when you just sit there and you're like, wait a second. Obviously that is the last day of October, but my brain is like, but it's a Tuesday. We still have the whole week. The whole week is still, it's still a whole spooky week. And it's like, no, it's only 2 days into the spooks. Yeah, that seems like a good amount to get. Yeah. I love how you, it's so funny. So you're like, oh yeah, we're getting close to Christmas. So like I should buy a 6-pack of tourniquets, right? I'm like, oh, what are you getting up to for Christmas? But I assume they're like for medical purposes. But it just seems funny to me, where I was like, damn, getting into all sorts for Christmas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I remember, so I was obsessed with Evanescence's debut album, Fallen. And of course, I being, you know, like I was like 12, but in like the 12, 13 or whatever range. And, oh. Are they different than what I think they are? But so the story is, there's a song on Evanescence's album Fallen called Tourniquet, and I remember singing along to this song and like feeling it deeply as like a 12-year-old and whatever, but like not 100% knowing what I was singing about. So I did Google it. But then I remember I was singing along to the song and my mom being a nurse was like, do you not know what a tourniquet is? And I was like, yeah, it's like a thing that you like stick on your arm that like cuts off the circulation so that... Right. Yup. As soon as you were just like, yeah, the US, I'm like, yeah, okay, Oh, what a sad reality that is. Yep, that clocked in for me there. Wow. Yeah, so that actually probably is a good thing to, wow. Just the thought, eh? The thought of like, yeah, you maybe want to send your kid with a, like, extenuating circumstances first aid kit in their backpack. Whew. Well, I'm glad your nephew's homeschooled now. I'm glad. Yep, I am glad he is homeschooled. Yeah. Truly, but it's like how you see in the US how they're like advertising back to school and it's like bulletproof backpacks, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Society is broken. Yeah. You get to a point though where sometimes, especially like you get to a certain age where practical gifts are good. It just sucks that those are the practical gifts that you think of. It's a fun, quirky little song. Yeah. I love how you're being so responsible with this, where you're like, what sort of household items would be beneficial? Like, we thought you were gonna go on Amazon and get like a 10-foot pirate statue for $200, where you're like, guys, listen, this can go a long way. The thing is, like, I'm like, oh yeah, you should get like a life-size cardboard cutout of, what is it, Asterion from Baldur's Gate? But that probably won't even, that'll probably not even cost you very much if it's a cardboard one. It'll be like $20, and then you'll still have so much left over. Yeah. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I don't like that when you have a cover that doesn't fully go over something. No. Our mattress is like really, we have like it's like a taller mattress, and so some of the fitted sheets are like, they don't go fully under the mattress. They sort of like hang in the middle. It's sort of like the mattress is wearing like a belly top or something like that, and so when you move around, it like just kind of slides up there and sometimes pops off on the corners, and you're like, listen, don't do that. Yeah, let me know what are we looking at for the average price point for a life-size cardboard cutout of a fictional character, because I'm sure they exist. Love it. Love it. Girl dinner. Fabulous. Oh no, you turned it a little bit. There we go. Let me fix you. Fair enough. $60. It feels expensive, but it makes sense. It's a lot of cardboard, and like printing is expensive to like print on something like that. So that makes sense to me. That is a large chunk of the budget though. So maybe though. Perhaps. What would Chris say? I remember for my high school prom, it was like old Hollywood themed. And so we had like I don't know if it was a life-size one, but we had like a large cutout of James Dean at our prom. And so I remember the girlies at the end of the night taking him and like dancing with him and stuff. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I was not expecting that. Yeah, that would be strange. That would be interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a cardboard cutout with the emphasis on the behind of the person. Obviously they exist. Tell me I don't need another tumbler. I'm gonna say you do need another tumbler. And try to use reverse psychology. You do need one, absolutely. Oh, that is kind of hot. I see what you mean. It's like in the, what's the, wasn't there like an advert, it seems very sexist now, but wasn't it like for a sun cream, like a sun block, where there's like a girl and her like, she's getting like her pants like eaten by like a dog, and she's going like this or something like that. I'm not misimagining. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. What's the name of this? It's like a sun, hang on. Sun, screen, girl, and dog. Oh, it's a baby one too. Okay, that's even more interesting. But that, yeah. This one. Coppertone. The Coppertone baby. And the dog. This is not inappropriate at all. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Absolutely inappropriate. Interesting. The fact that it's in like such a coquettish manner as well, we're like, listen guys, we're not in the business of sexualizing children. That is no bueno. Yeah, I remember seeing that a lot too. Yeah, I feel like that was like, yeah, that was the mascot or like the poster for Coppertone for years. Body pillows. Did you guys, oh my god, I remember the one time, I think you could get them at like different places, but I remember finding it at Fan Expo, so at a convention. And have you guys ever seen the mouse pads that are of like an anime girl, but the mouse pad has a wrist rest, but the wrist rest is the anime girl's boobs? They're like usually wearing like a bikini top or something like that. And then it's like, yeah, it's like an anime girl, and then you like rest, it's like those like jelly wrist rests, but it's the boobs. Have you guys ever seen those? They made me laugh. I think I got them. I got one like as a funny gag gift for like an ex-boyfriend when I saw them for the first time because I thought they were hilarious. Yeah, I think I've seen that too. Much more wholesome version. That's a much more wholesome version than the one that I know of. Yeah. Really? You have a disdain for the corgi. Do tell. That's a hot take. That's a controversial opinion. I feel like corgis are very beloved. No judgment now, just curious what they did to slight you. Ah, I get it. Personal experience. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. Yeah, absolutely. First-hand experience taints the bunch. No! That's a power move. That is that dog doing an absolute power move for you. Yeah. That's like, listen, you're not my real mom. That's exactly what that is. Wow. That's like my friend's Nan, who had a little wiener dog, like a little sausage dog. Mind you, it didn't make me swear off sausage dogs. But this one was such a little demon. It was a little ankle biter, and he used to nip at my ankles whenever I'd go over, like when his Nan was visiting and I would go over to his house. And one time the dog was like, because it couldn't be left on lead, but you know how they have like the outdoor like dog lead stakes or whatever? So the dog was outside and it was asking to come in. And I'm sitting there being like, you little demon dog, every time I go near you, you bite my ankles. I hate you. But he was like sitting there being like, come on, let me in. And I was like, listen, I'm going to do this nice thing for you. So we're going to be on good terms. So behaved like a little gentleman, was a perfect little angel. As soon as I took the collar off of him for him to come inside, he came inside, bit my ankle, and took off. And I was like, it's the last time I ever do anything nice for you, you tiny little demon. The ex smelled like broccoli? That's an interesting. Honestly, I was so mad. And then I remember, like, this sounds so bad, but then I remember my friend being like, yeah, Nan's dog passed away. And I was like, oh yeah? And he goes, yeah, you're not upset about it, are you? I was like, I'm sorry for her, but like, he was a demon. That was a little demon dog. He's nipping ankles down in hell, that's for sure. But yeah, he was like, yeah, this happened. And I was like, that sucks for her, but that's interesting. Yeah, I remember having an ex who, like, everyone was like, oh, you know, your ex, like, you know, this guy really smells. And then I remember that too, being like, yeah, he kind of has a bit of a stank to him. But then he also, this was like a teenage boy too. Like, this is when we were in high school. And he also didn't wear deodorant, or like would forget to wear deodorant. And I'm sitting there being like, bro, like, you need to. Like, and I would remind him. But yeah, everyone was like, how can you hang out with him? He's so stinky. And I'm like, I like him. But then he turned out to be a bit of a narcissist. So Dodge that bullet. Oh, truly. Truly. And then it's like they don't know how to properly deodorize, so then it just becomes like sweaty socks and like Axe body spray. And you're like, this isn't doing anything. Yeah, my grandma, actually my grandpa as well, but my grandpa was a principal and my grandma was a teacher. I think she was a librarian, but she was like an arts and crafts teacher at a secondary school. I think it might have actually been at like a middle school. So this is like grade 7, 8, and 9. And she's like, it just stunk. Like the hallways just smelled because that's like peak hormonal transition time for boys. And she was like, it was just the stinkiest place to work. It's like, yeah, man. One, 2, 3. Oh, no, we just need to do, oh yeah. 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we do 1, 2, 3. Let's keep track. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then we do 7. Okay, I'm just gonna like, again, half stitch around this just so we can sort of create, get an idea of what we're filling in, and then we can just do the fun fill in, not have to worry about everything, which is lovely, because the less my brain has to try to figure out how to count, the better. Okay, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Sammy, hi! Hello, hello! How are you? How are things? We're back on our ghost bullshit. We're back on all of the ghosties, which I'm sure, you are also... Guys, Sammy makes jewelry, and it's freaking amazing, and she's made a bunch of really cute, nerdy, wonderful ghosts from your favorite pop culture references. Mario ghost, Pokemon ghost, Pac-Man ghost. You heard of them? She made the cutest little jewelry versions of them, and it's amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. This feels like a fake infomercial song. Did you know that you could be paying 50% more or less on your car insurance if you trade now? Call us today. Blah, 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 blah. Or it's like, you know what it is? This actually reminds me, it reminds me of one of the... Yeah, very Bewitched. Yeah, definitely. Working before the work. Fair. I respect that. It's the pre-work work. Yeah, it's giving very Bewitched. It's giving very, like, Susie Homemaker. Like, all of the ladies gossiping on the streets in Edward Scissorhands after the men's go to work for the day. It's giving that, definitely. Giving 1950s housewife. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7. Ooh, for the weekend. No, actually, I have probably the most anti-Halloween plan this weekend. I'm going to see S Club in concert on Saturday. That's the whole reason I wasn't able to have a Halloween party this weekend, because not only am I going to see S Club, I'm going to a matinee showing of S Club. But I'm actually super stoked about it. So I'm temporarily putting aside my spooky, ooky, kooky, fabtabulous Halloweeniness to go full 2000s nostalgia mode, put the nostalgia in Nostalgia Tash, and go to a cheesy 2000s music concert, which I'm actually very excited about. And then Sunday we'll probably be recovering. But then Tuesday on actual Halloween, that's when all the spooky's gonna happen. That's when we're going ham for Subhalloween. We're decorating the room I'm gonna be streaming in. We have all sorts of fun spooky ooky stuff happening. Oh my god, were you? Did you actually go to the When We Were Young Fest? Oh my goodness. Yeah, or were you there? Because wasn't TwitchCon also? Were TwitchCon and the While You Were Young or While We Were Young Fest happening on the similar weekends? Oh my goodness, who did you go see? I keep looking at, the reason why is because I'm obsessed with the Veronicas, and they just released new music, and they were one of like the 2 girls that were performing at the festival. Them and Michelle Branch, which I wasn't gonna peg, like, I love Michelle Branch. I wasn't gonna peg her as a When We Were Young girly, but like, I'm here for it. It was on, really interesting. Yeah, no, While We Were Young Fest would have been much better way to spend your money than going to TwitchCon, I feel. Oh my god, that's amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, because who else was playing? I think Yellow Card was playing, Blink-182 was playing, Green Day, Simple Plan. What is it? Yeah, just amazing. Stayed the whole day. Blink, absolutely. Sum 41. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, that would have been so cool. That would have been so good. It's actually good too, because I think Sum 41 is disbanding after this year. So you got in. Who knows though, because they say that they say they're disbanding, but like I'm sure in like 10 years time, when their masters go up for sale and they want to like keep ownership over their music, they'll go on tour again. We'll see though. It's not gonna crowd crush. Oh no. Yeah. Absolutely. That would be really frustrating. Yeah, I wouldn't. That's the only thing that like kind of makes me nervous about like open air festivals and stuff like that, is just like the sheer crowding and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's so cool though. Yeah, I think I saw too, I think Pierre, the lead singer of Simple Plan, also posted that like they're doing a big old tour and then they're taking a break. Yeah, man. These pop punkers can't jump around on stage like they used to. They're all in their 40s now. They're tired. They got kids. They're, you know. Hi, Mesha. How are you? It has been a while, but I'm always happy to see you. I hope you're well. The biggest complaint you'll probably hear about is the age of the bands and some of them. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's been a while. And also, too, if they've not toured for a while. Yeah, and also, too, not being funny, a lot of them as well, I don't necessarily know. Unless, like, after they got famous, the singers and stuff actually decided to take vocal training at like the heights of their careers, I could see a lot of them having done damage to their vocal cords over the course of, especially if some of their songs are sort of the heavier, sort of growly, screaming kind of music. And if they were not properly training their vocals to do that, they could possibly sound like shit when they go to tour 10 years later. You know what I mean? And so it's not going to be to the same quality because they've absolutely fried their vocal cords. But it's more, again, it's more for the nostalgia and like the excitement and the hype of that. But yeah, I wonder, like, if, obviously though, like seeing any band in their heyday versus seeing them like 15, 20 years later, it's going to be different. 100%. Oh, in with dinner, very nice. Oh, I'm glad the day is better now. It's never fun when it starts off shitty, but when you can turn that around and have the day kind of end on a high, that's always really good. Absolutely. That's the thing too, right? Because like, for instance, like I'm gonna go see S Club this weekend, and obviously they were used to doing like choreo and stuff like that. And I'm sure they've done like a little bit of training and stuff to head up for this tour, but like they're not gonna be able to do like, you know, 2-minute choreographed dance breaks like they used to. And there should be an understanding of that. It's like, you know, the shit that you were able to do when you were 16, 17, you can't do that shit now. If you can, like, that's wild and good for you. But a lot of people end up hurting themselves. Like, people got back problems and stuff now. I'm sure, like, you know what I mean? Could you imagine, like, Simple Plan bouncing on the stage? All their knees are cracking. Guaranteed. All their knees are cracking. They can just, you know, like, it'd be great, but yeah, absolutely. 100%. Exactly. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool that you got to see that. That was one of the things that I always, like, when I was younger, like, I would hear, like, I always thought it would be really fun to go to Warped Tour, and they used to have, obviously, I don't think they do Warped Tour now anymore, but they used to have one of the, like, parts of it, they would do shows in Toronto, but I don't think I ever, like, one was old enough or like felt kind of brave enough, had the disposable income to do that. And then they stopped doing it in Toronto, and then I think they just like have stopped doing Warped Tour now, I think. Or if they do, they only do like a couple, and it's like the bands are not all the ones that like I would want to see. But yeah, the idea of going to like a pop punk rock festival just sounds so cool. My, like, anxious introvert self would be so overstimulated and overwhelmed, but the idea, the theoretical concept of it sounds incredible to me. Okay, let's keep track of these. One, two. And then one. And then this is just a straight line all the way up. And then we've officially secured all of the stitching area of this page, which is awesome. And then once we do that, I think it might be snack break time. But yeah, I saw in the UK that there's meant to be, the only reason I saw is because All American Rejects are going to be coming to the UK to perform. Oh. Kat coming in with the health check. I appreciate it. Okay. Drink break time, guys. We need to do some stretching. Let's do some stretching. Let's... We stretch. And we stretch. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I think sometimes too, especially like when you've grown up with an artist that's like defined your childhood, it's kind of like when you see your parents' age, you know what I mean? Like, I think you have this vision of some of your artists in your head that they sort of always look like the way that you saw them when you were obsessed with them when you were like 15, 16. But then it's like you've gotten older, so naturally they've gotten older. But for some reason, like artists and celebrities, there's sort of like a sense of timelessness about musicians because you listen to the music 15 years later and it's like ageless, right? Like music is ageless. And so then when you see the artist and see that they've aged, it's kind of like this weird kind of like disequilibrium where you're like, okay, I'm listening to this song that you made when you were like 19 and now you're 50 and it's like it doesn't compute because this is still a thing that I listen to and sounds like that, right? It's very interesting, definitely. Especially if it's somebody that like you've not seen in a while. And like you said, if you just hear the music and then you see an interview or you see like a promo or like see something online. Like I've not looked at a picture of Simple Plan in years. Mind you, Pierre's looking good. He came across my Instagram feed today talking about how they were going to like take a break after all their touring and stuff. And I was like, he's aged well. That man looks pretty much the same. Okay, let's do eyeball check. So we stare out at the wall or stare 20 feet away for 20 seconds. We're supposed to do it every 20 minutes, but ain't nobody got time for that. So we do it like every hour-ish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then we do the eyeballs. So eyeball health. Move your eyes around like a clock, starting with 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And reverse. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Boom. Hi, Gremlin. Okay, yeah, that's always difficult too. I know of Linda says my mom really likes her too, but I've not like seen. Hang on, we're just gonna stand up for a second because my butt's a little numb now. But yeah, that's always a thing too, where like obviously if somebody, your idol or someone you listen to, if they've gone through a hard time or they've gone through a bunch of like cosmetic surgery, why did this drop all of a sudden? This is now very unstable. What's happened? Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Why? That's annoying. Seems to be done. It seems to be fine now. But hi, Gremlin. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a happy Friday Eve. Yeah. No, I had a drop. I don't know. It's supposed to have come back now. It's still showing that it's unstable, but we'll see. Because I'm still showing that I have internet access. Yeah, it's back up again. It just had a little blip. The audacity. You have a house. Oh my god, you're having house party this Saturday. Oh no, there's so much to do. Oh, that's so exciting though, Gremlin. I'm so excited for you. Oh, what's left? What's left to prep? What's going on? Oh, that's so exciting. It does. It does. We got some spoopy bats on our sweater. It's one of my 2 Halloween sweaters. I guess I have other spooky ones, but of these ones, it's like subtly spooky. Yeah, I think it's from Unique Vintage. I think. I always get Unique Vintage and Joni clothing mixed up. But yeah, my friend got them for me a few years ago, and I'm obsessed. It's been really fun, like this whole month, getting to wear different spooky attire that I have acquired over the years that I just like haven't been able to wear. Yeah, that's good. It's come back, so we'll hopefully, again, knock on wood, that it stays. Honestly, the audacity of the internet. Guess it's gonna be tomorrow. Ooh, amazing. Oh, DIY decorating. Are you, like, do you have stuff to make? Oh, that's so cool. I've been seeing so many people have been tagging me in so many different, like, DIY decor things. And I'm just like, they're really cute, but I don't got time for that. Yeah. Ooh, subtle, spooky, and pink colors. Oh, that's, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Subtle spooks. Let me just make sure. 20. Okay, yeah. Okay, that is correct. Okay. No! It, like, dropped earlier. I think we're back now, but it was doing something silly. And now the bitrate, it's not as high as it was. Apparently we had like a minute of unstable chaos, but apparently we're back now. So hopefully we're in the clear. But yeah. Be like, Shadow, what did you do to the internet? Hey? He's like, I don't know, I just a dog. But yeah, no, been good. Been enjoying the spooky season. Spent a lovely time in the forest this morning with Shadow, which was amazing. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the one that I saw was making, like, ghost lights. So you take tinfoil, crumple it up into a ball, stick that on a toothpick, and then you get, like, toilet paper or tissue paper, dunk that in glue, and place it over top of the tinfoil. Then let that dry, take it off the tinfoil, stick fairy lights, and then, like, thread the little paper mache ghosts through there, draw little eyes on them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I find too. Like, there's only so much either, especially too if you're having food, then it's like your counter space is then going to be taken up with food, so you can't really, you don't have enough like ledges and stoops and stuff. Hopefully your walls are better to have stuff stick to it, because mine just are infamously terrible. Obviously you live in the States, so I'm hoping, I think you have a timber framed house, so if you wanted to, you could stick like a finishing nail in the wall to hang stuff up. Whereas these guys are like made of cinder blocks, so if you want to stick anything to it, you either command strips, which are unreliable on certain walls of this house I found, or you need to drill a hole, stick a wall plug, stick a screw in, and then hang the thing. So, yeah, if you can just do like white tack or like finishing nails and stuff, like that would be awesome. Ceiling's a fun thing too. Especially because they do so many, like window or door coverings. I like hanging them, like, on the walls, almost as, like, background pieces, but there's a lot of things that, like, people have. Like, I have ghosts over the fireplace, but that's almost meant to be, like, a doorway thing, so it hangs in the doorway for people to walk through. But it's, like, with kids and with dogs, like, I don't know, the less dangly things you have just kind of in the open air, I think the better. But there's a lot of those as well. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, it was just a car, Shadow. You're okay. Your car backfiring. Hey? We're on a bit high alert now because over the night, like, there's fireworks aren't supposed to be happening for another few weeks, but sort of because they have bonfire night here in the UK, but it's basically been turned into fireworks night. And then Diwali, which is the Festival of Lights. Hey, it's fine, baby. So Shadow he hates fireworks. So we've been doing a lot to sort of like in the evening to keep him calm and whatever. But I just find like any sort of loud kind of popping noise. So yeah, that was just a car, baby. He's sus. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's all gone now. Yeah. Tape and thumbtacks. Thumbtacks are nice. Honestly, like thumbtacks are good because they're like a tiny hole, definitely. And tape. I definitely go the tape route as well. Definitely. That's so exciting though. Are you planning on doing like spooky themed foods and stuff? But truly. Oh yeah? There shouldn't be an ad. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say the ads should be hopefully quick. Hopefully decently quick. I don't know. There was like an option to up them, I guess probably around like the holiday season. Advertisers like dump more money into advertising over the season. So there was the option to like increase it, but I didn't trust it. I didn't want you guys to be stuck in an ad break for like 4 minutes. It didn't tell me how long and how many, so I was like, I don't fucks with it. So we just left it for now. So they should only be like 30 seconds to a minute each time they happen, but I don't know. You feeling better, Bubba? He's starting to do this thing where, because for our Halloween party, we moved the boot rack that we have in our kitchen into our room just to like get it out of the way. But it's been there. We just like not the display cabinets that we stick it on have been covered with stuff, so we've not put it back down there yet. And the hamper's beside it, and then Shadow's dog bed. So basically, it's like the boot rack, the hamper, and then the opposite side, Shadow's bed that he never uses, is tucked up against our bed. So it leaves this little sliver of room that he just likes to lay in, similar to this. Like he'll be blurry, but oh my god, how do we do this? Let's show ya. So similar to this, where he's in like little tiny worm boy, and so he just does this in this tiny little crevice, and I think it's because he's naturally because dogs naturally are like burrowing creatures, and so now, especially ahead of fireworks season, like if he feels kind of safe in that burrowing area, then I think we're gonna leave that there, and then I just stick a blanket over top of him, and that seems to be helpful. Because I've tried in the previous years to actually like construct like a little den for him and stuff like that. But because he's so tall, it has to be a really tall thing he can get in and out of, but then he doesn't like it, and it's because it's not cozy enough for him. But he's not smart enough to know that he has to like crouch down to get into something that is shorter than him. So it basically has to be like, okay, find a place to lay down, and then we just throw a blanket over top of you, and like that's your den. So we'll see. Probably trying to make any yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The charcuterie board. Yeah. I think that's honestly, I think that's the way to go. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be that way. He does. I've been told many a time that he does look like that. Yeah. Yeah. You little werewolf. You little demon dog, eh? Yeah. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We've been like slowly introducing, there's like these calming treats that we got him last year, because I think the thing too that I keep reading, especially with dogs, when you introduce something new, you kind of have to do it like slowly, because if you just sort of give him all of these new things that are supposed to help him, like he's sus about so much, so he's a little sussy boy, and so he needs to take time to warm up to anything. So we've been trying to like introduce all of the calming measures we're going to take leading up to fireworks season before like the intensity of it increases, hoping that he will then be used to that routine and be comfortable with those things. But we'll see how it goes. It's good that he stayed down here though, because there wasn't like a concern, because he's obsessed with Liam. Liam is number one best friend. But Liam loves fireworks season. Like Liam loves bonfire night. He loves going over to like his mom's house and trying our best. To be fair, we've been pretty diligently on to business for most of the stream. I've not gotten so riled up that I've talked with my hands. I have to rewatch that movie. I've not watched it in a while. I kind of want to watch the second one again. I've not watched the second one. It's been longer since I've watched the second one than I've then watched the first one. That one, just Powerline, just is awesome. I remember seeing actually a shirt, or yeah, it was a t-shirt at Hot Topic that looked like it was like Powerline and then had like fake tour dates on the back. So like you get like a Powerline tour date shirt, and I thought that was really cool. Ooh. Yeah, no, luckily, I'm very hands-off for Christmas. We only help out, so Christmas dinner usually happens over at Liam's mom's place. Over the last few years, because again, the immediate family is, like 9 people. So it's quite a large immediate family. Oh, I just saw a fox. Yeah, so over the last few years, we've been, helping out with, like, the sides. So, like, we'll do the potatoes and the veg and stuff like that, just to, like, free up, like, oven space, and also give her time to sort of do stuff. Because they also, like, I think she drives down to, like, see her dad. Like, there's stuff that happens. Though this year, I don't know if there's going to be as much movement, so we'll see. But I think we still help just because it's easy. Like, you know, it's nice. To do that. But in terms of like actually decorating for Christmas, I'm a bit more of a Scrooge when it comes to that. That's not my holiday. So probably, I don't know, like second week of December, maybe third week of December. No problem, Masha. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for hanging out with us. But yeah, so yeah, I'm party free for December. That is the responsibility of other family members in the family, which I'm okay with. So we have like a big extended family Christmas gathering, and then we do our immediate family gathering, and then yeah, probably like a couple weeks in, I think some people, what they'll do is I feel like probably it's a thing where they'll probably take down their Halloween decorations and then put up their Christmas decorations, whereas I think I'll probably take down my Halloween decorations and then just leave the house blank for a bit. But we'll see. It kind of makes sense. To be fair, I won't put, because I don't think, I won't put the tree up until at least December. Because I was going to say it might be good if I leave the Halloween decorations up until like mid-November, and then I could maybe do the Halloween to Christmas transition, but we don't put the tree up before December at least. We have to work out. Actually, I have to message because we have many a family group chat. Oh dang, yeah. It's Scrooge timing. It is, absolutely. Yeah, it is Scrooge timing, absolutely. Yeah. I think everybody has sort of accepted that Tasha goes ham for October, and then I basically go into hibernation mode. And so if any festivities, any festivizing is happening, it needs to be planned and I will arrive to it, but I am not facilitating the festivities. Yeah. Yeah, probably third week. Maybe second, you know, because it starts on a Friday. December starts on a Friday, so maybe like the 9th and the 10th, perhaps. We'll see. So Gremlin, are you just as big about Christmas as you are about Halloween then? Are you dual festivities? Dual festivizing? I think, Kat, you go pretty hard for Christmas too. You got like married at Christmas. I feel like Christmas goes hard in your family too. Yeah. Oh, amazing. That's nice. It's nice sometimes too to feel like you don't have like, if you've not been given sort of like an excuse to or not been able to, then it can be nice to, yeah, on the 22nd. Yeah. Oh, honestly, I feel like the longer you're with somebody, the less official dates seem to matter, and you're just kind of like in and amongst that time. You're like somewhere in there. We fell in love and have been together for that long, and it's great, you know? You're like, eh. You're like in and amongst there. Yeah. Oh, okay, so that probably makes it a little bit more confusing too, because you got officially married, but then like had a reception later on. That's like similar to us, where I remember when we had our reception, everyone's like, so if I like make you something to represent like your wedding day, do I put this day or do I put the actual day you got married? And I was like, probably the day we actually got married. This is like just kind of retroactively, you know what I mean? But yeah, I get that. But yeah, Liam's family, they go ham for Christmas. We actually had to like pump the brakes on it a little bit because again, he comes from a massive family and they're all very close. And so it was getting, especially for like the millennials, we were like, you know, we're all young, especially the ones even younger than us. They're like in their 20s and they're expected to buy Christmas presents for like 20 people. And they're like, the budget doesn't allow for such things. Now I go harder than Christmas. Yeah. That's true. That is true. I think there's definitely more kind of, if you wanted to like pick a theme or something. Though to be fair, people try. Like people try to make like different Christmas thematics happen. But yeah, to be fair, you know the one thing too? And Halloween has been attempting, they keep trying to sneak it in, and I'm not a big fan, but like putting glitter on everything. Like, I don't mind a glitzy, glittery moment, but when like everything is covered in glitter, that's what I'm finding now with a lot of Christmas stuff as well, where it'll be like, okay, here's a themed tree and every single thing has glitter on it, and you're like, can this just be really cool and colorful and not full of glitter? I don't know. That's fair. That's a fair point. That's, to be fair, truth be told, that's why I put glitter on my nails. Hide all the schmutzes and schmudges. Yeah. Try the Christmas decor. Oh, okay. First week. Oh, wow. Yeah, so you do the Halloween to Christmas transition in November. Interesting. No idea. Yeah, to be fair, I think we know where ours is just because I need to constantly send it every few years for my visa reapplications. So we have to know where that shit is, but if it's not something that is like integral, it's like, it's in a box somewhere, right? With all the other legal documents. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind glittery nails, but I don't need all of my ornaments to be full of glitter. A little glitter is fine. If we have glittery accents, like I love a glitter accent, but I don't need you to like dip dye this entire thing in sparkles. Especially when it doesn't make sense to do so. Like, the amount of Halloween trees I see that are just glitter trees. And I'm like, why are you glittery? Like, it makes sense to have, like, a regular-ass tree with, like, glittery ornaments on them. Like, these guys are glittery, but they're not, like, you know? It's not, the whole tree's not covered in glitter. I feel like glitter packs more of a punch when it's done as an accent. Or done, like, you know what I mean? As opposed to, like... But who knows? To each their own. Everyone's got their own aesthetic, don't they? Are we gonna win this game of floss chicken? Yes! All that glitters is gold. Hi, Galloway. How you doing? You're still, are you committed to the Galley Bear now? How long do you have to wait before you can change a Twitch handle? How long does that need to happen? You need to have it for like a month? How often can you change a Twitch handle? That's funny though. It's fine. I feel like it's one of those where like that's it now. That's just the new, that's the name. Yeah, you feeling safe now, baby? You gonna go back and lay down? He's like, I don't know. I'm good. 2 months. Okay. Oh, that's weird. So to change it back to its original, you have to do... That's interesting. So 6 months to change it back to its original. I guess because maybe in the interim, somebody can take that name or no? Like, could somebody, as soon as you change it, could they then go and take the name? Interesting. Or do they almost like hold it for you for a certain amount of time? And then it goes like back in the name machine afterwards. There we go. So now we have the area that we're just gonna be filling in. I'm not sure how long they hold it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, Galley Bear is awesome. I'm like, why not? Okay, let's have a little snack break. Oh, interesting. Okay, I guess that makes sense, where it's like, it's just like, it's in like name jail. It's in like a holding cell for the 6 month time. Interesting. You're having an identity crisis? Galley Bear's cute. Again, it's completely up to you. It's like, we know who you are, so however you want your tagline to be. I love it. Having an identity crisis. Yeah, it must be interesting. Because like you said, like usually, especially like in online spaces, people know you by your like online tagline. So if that then changes, it's almost like you're a whole different person. Now this could either be seen, well, it's kind of both. I'm like, it's the boring part, but it's also the mindless part, where we now get to fill this in. Oh, sun's starting to get down. It's starting to get a little chilly. Hey, it's starting to get chilly. Might help if I close the back door, eh? That might contribute to that. It's fine, we're good. Okay, let's finish this row. I guess column. Ooh! Ah. Pre-celiac diagnosis, I used to mess with those little Debbie cupcakes, the ones with little rainbow sprinkles on them. They were incredible. They were such a little sweet treat. Absolutely loved them. Me and my friend like discovered them in like, I think it was like the 7th grade. We came across them and we're just like, oh my god, we're obsessed. But then it was like, haha, no gluten for Tasha. And I was like, damn, no more little Debbies. Yeah. Are they like a brownie or are they like a cake? Like what's the flavor profile? What's the flavor? Tell me what's the flavor. Ooh. What's the flavor? The white cake. Ooh, nice. Yeah, it's actually really depressing when you go into the seasonal aisle of the grocery store now and they're like, here's our tiny little Halloween section and here's the Christmas food section. And I'm like, guys, Halloween's not even happened yet. What are you doing? You're already trying to oust the Halloween stuff. It's very rude. I'm not. Very rude. Oh, cute. I don't think I've ever seen these before, but they look lovely. They kind of look, they're basically like, do they taste kind of like a Twinkie? Are they just like a tree-shaped Twinkie or no? Because they kind of just look like a flat sheet cake version of a Twinkie. They look really nice though. Ooh, yeah. No, like a Swiss roll. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. It's more of like an icing than like a cream. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Right, okay, yeah, so like it's covered, yeah, the white icing that like covers it, the decorative icing. Very nice. Yeah, when you say Swiss roll, that makes sense to me. Yeah! That's also true. You're like, why? Why? Like, let us take a breather. Yeah, January, they're like, Valentine's Day. I'm like, guys, we're still processing all of the Christmas returns and exchanges. That was always the wildest thing about working in retail. Like, for the Christmas season, when you're open on Boxing Day, and just the queue at the start of the day being like, like, so-and-so got this for me, but, like, I already have this one, or, like, they done did fucked up, so I want to exchange it, or I want to change it, or whatever, and I'm just like, wow. Like, not even a beat to, like, wait, not even to, like, let's pretend for a week that you love it, you know what I mean? It's, like, literally front door of the shop, Boxing Day, being like, gotta change this. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, I get it if they bought you a clothing item and it doesn't fit, but a jewelry item and they're like, actually, I hate this. I'm like, wow, interesting. I mean, some shortbread Christmas cookie. Oh, wow. Absolutely you could. Absolutely you could. The only difference is the decoration. Especially if you just do circular ones instead of doing like Christmas themed icing and sprinkles, you can get like Halloween themed icing and sprinkles. Absolutely. I love a good themed treat. I just love a good theme in general. Themed items just bring me joy. So yeah, absolutely do a Halloween themed cookie. The expectation, like, I think sometimes too when you read an instruction, if it's like, if the title of the recipe is like Christmas cookies, you're like, this is a Christmas cookie. You know what I mean? It's sometimes you read a thing and then someone goes, oh, this could also be another thing. And you're like, wait, but it says, because that's what I did when I did my Halloween baking last week. The recipe I used was a Christmas cookie recipe. But my brain is like, this ain't, no, we just wanted a shortbread recipe. When I worked at GameStop, the holidays were absolutely bonkers. Yeah. The sales weren't even good. Yeah, just chaos, right? It's just so chaotic without even really being like super intense in terms of like super profitable, sorry. We got loads of time. I don't know if we have enough time to completely fill this in, but we're gonna take a good crack at it, that's for sure. That's for sure. I am actually just gonna go close the door because I am a little chilly. So give me a second. I'm gonna go close the door, Shadow. The door and get myself a blankie. Yeah. Whew, much better. Much better. How many stitches have we done? Apparently we stitched 125 today. That's not bad. Yeah. Cool. Like southeast Greater London. So not in like central London. but still deemed London. It's like people who like live in the greater Toronto area, like the GTA, but it's like you're like an hour away from Toronto, but it's still considered Toronto, you know what I mean? That's what we're like. Yeah, so London conveniences without the London congestion. But more and more seems like the London prices. Yeah, right? He looks so awesome. I know, I love that I was able to sort of rejig the shelf to add all my ghosties and all my little spooky spooks. But yeah, he looks good. Oh, cool. What was the favorite thing that you saw when you went? Did you do any of like the tours and stuff? So I think right now, because a lot of the reasons people, not a lot of the reasons, but one of the things that people go, like a big sort of attraction draw is to see Big Ben, but I think Big Ben's closed right now for cleaning, and it's like gonna be closed, I think they like closed it last year, and it's like closed for whatever until like 2024 or something like that. Let me just check. Make sure I'm not making this up. Big Ben. Big Ben open. Oh, it's done now. Okay, so they must have just clicked. My bad, my mistake. So they closed it. Now I'm confused. Closed for renovation. No, okay, so it reopened in 2023. Never mind, it's open again. It wasn't for 2022, which is fine because, you know, stuff was on and off in its opening state anyway. Sometimes the museums, Tower of London, Oh, that's awesome. You saw Midsummer at the Globe. That's really cool. I think I saw something at the Globe as well. It's a very cool theater, isn't it? Obviously, like, so much history and culture there. The fact that you saw a Shakespeare play at the Shakespeare Globe, too, is actually really cool. That's really cool. Yeah. The museums are amazing. Like, there's a lot of... It's one of those things, to be fair, museums in general are amazing. Like, you could literally spend an entire day in, like, a natural history museum or a science museum and not see everything. Like, to fully immerse yourself and stuff like that, like, easily. Especially the V&A, Victor and like, I think it's Victor and Albert. But yeah, the V&A museum, I think I went there one time with my parents. Oh, I think we went, because my parents, this was years ago, they wanted to see, there was like a costume exhibit or something like that. And we just spent the entire time at the costume exhibit, and we were there for like 6 hours. And it was just the one exhibit. It was wild. Yeah, I think it was like a Vogue exhibit or something like that. One of the things I've not done in London, and Liam and I almost did it one time, but the lineup was too long, is we've never ridden on the London Eye. That's like the big Ferris, like the big like shuttle Ferris wheel. Like, I think it only takes like a half hour or something like that. But if it's really clear, you can like see all of London from it. But obviously if it's cloudy, then like you're shit out of luck, you know? But I don't know if it's one of those, like, I know people have gone on it and they said they really enjoyed it. And I think it would be enjoyable, but I don't know if it's one of those things that I'm like desperate to go do. Ferris wheel scare me a bit. Yeah. I've not been on like a proper Ferris wheel in a long time. This one's like, it's almost like a shuttle. Like if you were to go on like a shuttle ride, like to go up a mountain or something like that, like it's completely enclosed. It's not like the ones where you're sitting on a Ferris wheel where your legs are dangling and then Ryan Gosling's gonna like hang off of it and like tell you he's gonna drop himself if you don't go on a date with him. Not those kind of Ferris wheels. Last one I did was at Disneyland. Yeah. Try to spend 2-3 days outside of London and then 2-3 days in Paris. That's gonna be like, you're gonna have to be speed walking the entire time. That would be wild. If you're a fan of Warhammer, I don't know if you are, but my brother's a big fan of Warhammer, so every time he comes to visit, we have to go to Nottingham, which is like, what, 4 or 5 hour drive from us, from London? I can't remember how long it takes, but it's a decent ass drive, because we gotta go to the Warhammer Museum, or Warhammer World, sorry. Warhammer World, every time he comes to visit. So if you're into those sorts of things, might I suggest Warhammer World in Nottingham? To be fair, I'm not even like super into it, but it is fascinating to go. Because they have like all of the lore of Warhammer, and then they also have like massive dioramas displaying certain battles and stuff like that. And there's like different factions and all that kind of stuff. And it is incredible just to see the scale of these miniatures. And they have a pub there where they have like Warhammer beer that you can buy, and it's a fun time. But it is out of the way. So it is like a dedicated day trip. So my brother is like, him and his girlfriend came over like earlier in the year, and they wanted to go to do all these things, and it's like, yeah, but Victor, you want to go to the Warhammer Museum? That's a whole day gone. You're here for a week, that is one day. You want to go to 5 museums, you have 1 museum that you get to go to, because it's gonna take all day. Yeah, right, that's fair, I respect that. You're like, I don't need to get into something. Yeah, because I do think if you can get into it, like the lore runs deep, right? I think my brother, because there's games, there's the miniature tabletop stuff, and there's also like books and novels and things like that. So I think there's different ways to sort of tap your feet into the world. And then there's different levels. There's like Warhammer 40,000, I think, which is more sort of space related. Whereas the other one, like the OG Warhammer, is a lot more sort of fantasy based as opposed to sci-fi based. So I think it also depends, like, yeah. They have the cars on that one that move on the track. Oh. No. Oh no, they just dangle? Okay, that, Yeah, no, that's the kind of stuff, I don't mess with that. Absolutely not. Don't you dare make things move. Don't you dare attempt, like, pretend to push me when I'm, like, on the edge of something. I don't like, bleh. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, baby. Hi. What's up? Are you still sus? Hey? Yeah, you're still a sussy boy. Oh, just that horn riff reminded me of, I finally started watching the 2nd season of Spy X Family. There's only 3 episodes on Crunchyroll, so I watched the first 2, and the second one was kind of like a filler episode. But it just brings me joy. It's just like, I don't know, I think it is like, it's definitely a comfort show for me, where it's just kind of silly and wholesome, even though it's like kind of dark at the same time, and it just is lovely. So I'm excited. I'm almost like I don't want to watch the third episode because I want to wait until more of the episodes come out so I can watch more at once. But hopefully. Oh, really? Yeah, I think it was like, the first season came out last year. It is based on like a manga series that I think is quite popular. Usually most of the ones that are adapted from a manga series start out quite popular. But yeah, it's about this guy. It's sort of like, the way it's set up, it's sort of like a, what was it, like East and West Germany, like before the fall of the Berlin Wall sort of style, where there's sort of like espionage spy stuff happening on like either sides of like this state or whatever. And so there's this guy and he needs to infiltrate this like politician who I think is starting to cause like turmoil or like starting to like, you know, develop dissenters, and they think that he's like planning a coup and shit like that. But the way that the spy agency has got him to try to infiltrate this person is through his son, who attends this like private school, and he's like 6. So the spy needs to adopt a daughter and basically pretend that he has this family of good standing to get her into the school as part of the mission to then like befriend this child of this politician to then try to, so it's this way of him being like, first of all, like, I don't know how to be a family man. Like, I've been trained to be a spy my entire life. And then it turns out that the, like, fake wife that he marries actually also has a secret life. And the daughter also has a secret as well. And so there's all these different sort of elements, but not each of them kind of don't know about the other. And trying to sort of have that interplayed with, like, trying to basically act like a real family. And the moments where, like, their actual real family dynamics come out, even though it's, like, a pretend thing. It's quite interesting. It's quite fun. There's some silly moments. And the soundtrack is good. Like you know how with anime, how like every few episodes they like change the intro song? And yeah, the like the credit scenes and the intro scenes, the songs in them slap. Your hand, yeah. To be fair, I still have a few that I remember going through, every once in a while, I'll go through Crunchyroll and be like, this seems interesting, add to queue, add to queue, add to queue, and then just don't watch anything for, like, months on end. So I get what you mean, where you're like, I have all these things I want to watch, but it's one of those where it's like, there's just too much media to consume. You know, there's too many games to play, there's too many movies to watch, there's too many shows to watch, too many platforms to consume them on, and then you just miss so much. And then sometimes you just end up being, like, overwhelmed at the choice and the, like, all of the options to try new things that you then just, like, end up putting on a comfort show that you've seen thousands of times because it's just easier to make that decision than deciding based on, like, the 15 things you want to watch, which one you want to watch. You know what I mean? Are you cold? Me? Are you chilly? You feel a little chilly. Yeah. Hello. Does anyone get, like, barometric pressure headaches? part of me feel like, I don't know, it's one of those, every time I tell that to people, they kind of like look at me funny, but I feel like it is a thing where like when there's pressure changes in the atmosphere and it can like put internal pressure on like your sinuses and stuff like that. And I find I feel it like in my teeth. Do you ever have like pressure on your mouth, like on your teeth, that's like related to sort of sinus pressure and stuff like that? Or is that just me and I maybe need to get that checked out? Hi, Probacus. Good afternoon, sir. I guess good evening now. Good evening, Probacus. How you doing? I hope things are going well. I hope you've been having a fabulous Thursday. I just realized how out of focus this kind of is. Fix that. Thank you so much for the resub, Probacus. Very much. Yeah. Yes, Kat did the health check while you were away. Yeah, she took up the mantle while you were out. Yeah, right? They're totally a thing. Yeah. Same. I like being on my phone too much. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too, right? Where I do like putting on media that I can just like scroll through on my phone while I'm watching. But then, yeah, if you watch a dubbed or a subbed version, you then gotta make the decision to put the phone down. Sleeping all day today. Oh wow. Hey man, sometimes your body needs that. Sometimes the body needs some R&R. Yeah. That's all right. I'm sure your body is telling you that it needs to slow down and take a rest. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good though that you were getting up to drink water. Staying hydrated as well as conserving energy. It's good. What a lovely balance. Yeah. That's awesome. Like I said, sometimes you need that. You need one of those days. Hopefully though, do you think you might be wired? Like, are you gonna have trouble falling asleep tonight? Or do you think it'll be okay? Yeah. Aw, colds are no joke, honestly. I feel like it's quite, like, yeah, this is the season, right? It's the season for the colds and flus with the changing of the temperatures and the more the bacteria is hanging around and just rife with possibilities for illness. Yeah. Okay, so you were up for a few hours. Do you think they're like, are you going to be able to fall asleep tonight? Or is it like, because I know sometimes people, like I can nap during the day and still pretty comfortably, as long as I don't nap too late in the day, I can then fall asleep in the evening, no problem. But there's some people that I know that like if they nap during the day, that's it. They've fucked up their sleep schedule and they won't be able to fall asleep until like way past when they normally would. So I don't know if you're like that or if you'll be able to sleep fine tonight. Oh yeah? Yeah? Oh, that's fine then. Whew. It wasn't so loud that it scared me, but like a tiny bit of my soul was like, whoa. That was good. I needed that. I appreciate that. We needed a little pick me up. Needed a little bit of the goof. Power line. Did you really? Oh my goodness.
And don't underestimate the importance of
Body language. Yeah, you enjoyed it. That's awesome. There's a movie podcast that I listen to, and they have merch about it. And their group, because I guess, you know, there's this scene in a Goofy movie where after I think like the Sasquatch like destroys their campsite, and so then they need to sleep in the car, and Goofy turns over and like curls up in the fetal position to go to sleep, and the sorry, I'm readjusting my blankie. Yeah, so he rolls over. And so the movie podcast I was listening to, they were like, did you realize that Goofy has such a thick, juicy ass when he rolls over? And so then they made merch that's like a screen grab of Goofy's butt in that scene. And it says "Hook Yuck" over top of it. And their WhatsApp group chat, I guess, for the podcast is called like Goofy's fat ass. So yeah, Goofy's got a badonk. Allegedly. Yeah. Did you find the second one, Probacus, the sequel? A lot of people don't like the sequel, but I have a soft spot for the sequel because my mom loves disco music, and disco is like a big, not a big part, but it is a factor in the second one. It's called an extremely Goofy movie. But yeah, that one's fun. So speaking of movies, this Friday is the last Discord movie night we're going to be doing. So we've been doing Discord movie night throughout the month of October, every Friday over on the Discord at 8 p.m. UK time. And so tomorrow, for our last Discord movie night, we're going to be watching the new Haunted Mansion movie, which I've not seen yet, which I'm very excited about. I don't think I know anybody who's watched it yet. So I don't know if it's going to be good or not. We'll see, but we're going to find out together if you would like to join me in that pursuit. But yeah, it's been fun. We've watched Over the Garden Wall so far. We did a Scooby-Doo double feature last week where it's not our last. It's our last for a little bit. We might bring it back. We'll bring it back for another month, but like later in the new year, definitely. Unless I don't know, maybe we go the Christmas route in an attempt to make me less humbug-esque, but we'll see. But yeah. I've not seen it yet, but I am excited about it. But yes, we've done Over the Garden Wall. We've done Mom Got a Date with a Vampire, which is one of the underrated Halloween DCOMs. And we've watched Scooby-Doo, Zombie Island, and Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. Oh, what is the best Christmas movie? Are we about to get into a fight? What's the best? Oh, yeah? Is it? That's fair. I accept that. I know it's like a contested thing whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but I think it is. It takes place on Christmas, right? It's pretty, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, maybe. Maybe if we do not every other month. I don't know. We'll see. Next month, my parents will be here, so I think we'll probably keep a decently consistent stream schedule, but it won't, yeah, I don't know. It might be a little bit all over the place, so we won't do any movies next month, but maybe December we'll do some movies. Home Alone's nice. Home Alone's fun. For the Halloween party, Liam's, cousin, her boyfriend and their daughter, they dressed up as Kevin McAllister and the two baddies from Home Alone, and she had like a hat on that had a bunch of feathers, and he had like the iron print on his face. I think I already told you guys this, but it's relevant again because we're talking about Home Alone. Next movie tier list? Yeah, possibly. Definitely. That will be hotly contested, I'm sure. I don't even know how many Christmas movies like I've seen. We'll definitely do that. We'll definitely do a Christmas tier list. And perhaps if we, you know what we'll do? If we do the tier list, then it'll possibly inform the movies that we then decide to watch over the Christmas season. We'll see. Trying to think what my favorite Christmas movie is. I just remember there was this one Christmas movie. It was like one of those direct to VHS movies that my friend had. And it was a movie based off of the song Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. And it was like this kid's movie that there was this woman, this grandma that owned this like toy shop or something in the middle of like a city. And this like businessman was trying to buy grandma out of the shop so that he could then stick like a skyrise building. Very similar to like Up. You know how in Up where they want to buy the old guy's house because it's surrounded by a bunch of apartments or a bunch of like complexes, and he's like, nah, like I own this property, you're not having it, sort of thing. Similar thing to that. But then grandma does get hit, like run over by a reindeer, and she gets amnesia, and then there's this like evil cousin that wants the grandma to sell the store so that she can be in cahoots with like the realtor so that they could like make money or whatever. And so basically, because she has insomnia, or like not insomnia, she has amnesia, they're trying to prove that she's no longer fit to run a business, and therefore it has to go to a family member, which they're hoping it goes to the cousin, and then she can sell it to the people and whatever. And it's this whole thing. And yeah, it's a funny movie. Oh, there's a Barter's Not Included. Okay, is that another sort of... Yeah, there's a lot of like either TV movies for Christmas time, or there's like the direct to VHS ones. There was one I also remember that came out on TV that was called Olive the Other Reindeer. And it was about a dog named Olive, and she heard that song and was like, oh, I'm Olive the Other Reindeer, so I need to go to the North Pole and see Santa so that I can be one of their reindeer because it's in the song and that's who I am. Very narcissistic of Olive the dog to assume that. But yeah, it's a whole thing about how she's meant to be a reindeer and then needs to go to the North Pole in order to fulfill that duty based on a song that she heard with her name in it. So that was another one. That was like a TV one. I'm trying to think what other ones there were, but... There's not included as a movie about some holdout tenants who are getting kicked out of their building and an alien robots. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Alien robots come to save the day. I love it. Love it. A little sad, but also cute. Fair enough, yeah. To be fair, I feel like there's actually a lot of like sad Christmas movies. I'm not like a huge, again, I've already talked about how I'm not like a big horror movie person, but one of the movies that I did watch that I remember enjoying was Krampus. Did you guys ever watch that one? So it was like a live action sort of indie horror thriller movie. That was a good one. Christmas with the Cranks. Oh yeah. Is it? I've not seen that one. Isn't that one with Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis? Yeah. Krampus is a good one. The other one too, actually, that's really good. It was a random, I think it's like a random British indie film that my father-in-law found a few years ago. It's called Anna and the Apocalypse. And it's basically like a movie musical about zombies in the apocalypse, but it takes place around Christmas time. So that's another good one, actually. Oh, did you? You read a weird, yeah, with Krampus in it? That would be interesting. Krampus is an interesting character, for sure. No, it's more like, it's not as scary as that. I think like that one had a lot more. No, this one's much more, it's sort of like, yeah, I feel like it's more like campy than that. Like more sort of, it's a little bit more like a High School Musical-esque, but like not as Disney-fied, you know what I mean? But the music is sort of like that. Oh, Thriller? Yeah. All right, we are coming to the end of stream, everyone. If anyone has any raid suggestions, let me know, or else we're gonna go see which of our wonderful friends is online, and then we will go and show them some love. Oh my goodness, really? That's interesting. That makes sense, though. I feel like his estate really did a number on like a lot of the different like commercialization aspects of his life and music. Who's online? Oh, Libby's online. We'll see how long they've been on there for. Let's just get to the end of this row. We've done some half stitches and then we'll poodle on over to somebody. We just gotta figure out who. It's perfect because I'm losing light. I'm like, ugh, I gotta squint now. Saul's on. Oh yeah, Saul's on. Yeah, Libby's on. I'll see what Libby's up to because I know before, like, I always get nervous because sometimes we'll raid into people and they're like just finishing up and then I feel bad. So we'll go see. We'll go see what they're up to. Oh, she's needle felting. She does incredibly realistic drawings and then has extended that into needle felting, and it's honestly incredible. Yeah, she's needle felting a dog portrait. Like, she just, I think in the last, like, year, she picked up needle felting, and she's, like, absolutely incredible at it. Okay, we'll go do that. We'll get to the end of this row, and then we'll go and head over to Libby. We'll go from one fiber art to the other. Alright, so we've done one full one, and then these guys are half stitches. Cool. Yeah, it's doing not bad, right? We are moving along swimmingly. We've done over 150 stitches today, which I think is not bad at all. Yeah, hopefully. Maybe I'll work a little bit on this. Nah, I won't, because the lights are too dark. But yeah, we'll probably work on more of this tomorrow, just so that we have... Oh yeah, no problem. Yes, absolutely. See you tomorrow, Kat. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. Adios. All right, let's do... Here is the link to the stream we're going to, in case anyone gets left behind in the raid. Here is our raid message. And then let's go over and see Libby. And like I said, we will be back here tomorrow. Probably working more on our little ghosties, since we are making good progress on them. And then, yeah, tomorrow evening. So it's 6 p.m. UK time here. In 2 hours from now, on the Friday. So that'll be the 8 p.m. UK time. We will be watching The Haunted Mansion over on Discord. So if you're not on the Discord, it is a channel point redeem. You can do that. That would be fun to have you. If not, even though I just see you on stream tomorrow. And then Tuesday is Subaween. So we are streaming for potentially up to 8 hours starting at 1 p.m. UK time. We will talk more about it tomorrow. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.